Good afternoon, everybody. Oh gosh, it's never ready. My name is Sherralyn, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about my journey and a little bit about the physiotherapy that I've put myself through. So first of all, a little bit about me. I'm a wife, my husband Rob over here. We're married for 36 years, and I was actually only diagnosed with my tumour last year, and on the previous slide, I have a giant cell tumour in the distal femur. I'm also a mum of 3. One of my sons is here today. My daughter moved house yesterday, and my other son wanted to be with us today, but he had another prior engagement. So I'm very supported by my family. I'm also a granny. I've got 2 beautiful granddaughters, and I've got another one on the way. Not sure if it's a boy or girl yet, but I've got another grandchild on the way. I'm a friend to some really close people, and they've helped support me considerably. And I'm a teacher. I teach in a secondary school, so I teach 11-year-olds to 16-year-olds. So a little bit about the timeline as to where I've come from. In 2020, I went on a short holiday, a walking holiday that both Rob and I really used to enjoy, taking our dog for a walk and walking. And I found that I could not recover from and walk the distances that I used to walk. And so the pain started, and usual pain that I'd have in that leg was much, much more intense. And most notably, the pain was extreme during the night time. I contacted the doctor, and you can see by the timeline here, as were many other people here today, it was during COVID times. And so the earliest appointment that I could get was in March 2021. I had to go in on my own. Rob wasn't allowed to come in with me. And I saw the consultant. By this point, the pain was so extreme. I couldn't walk. I was actually teaching from a wheelchair because I couldn't weight bear. The night pain was horrendous. There was a lot of heat in my leg, and my leg was about twice the size of my other leg. But that said, and as I said, working from a wheelchair, but that said, the consultants took an x-ray. He looked at the x-ray, said, yeah, you've got a bit of arthritis. We can put you on the waiting list to have your knee replaced. I said, but I can't walk. I'm in so much pain. In actual fact, I have had suicidal thoughts, especially during the night, because the pain is so intense. And he just shrugged his shoulders and he said, well, if you really are in that much pain, you'll have to pay for it privately. Rob and I weren't in a position to be able to pay for it privately, so we had to take a loan out because I really was in that much pain. So a month later, I did have the operation. And that's when they found that tumour. So that is my femur. And you can see this duck egg size tumour that they missed on the femur. On the x-ray. And I was told from that, don't weight bear at all on that leg for at least 6 weeks, and then only partially weight bear for 6 weeks thereafter. Now, I used to be a park runner, I used to power walk. I'm used to being very fit, very active, and being told to stop and not do anything was, oh my life, it sort of nearly broke me. But I did go away with some friends in June, and they had a pool. And between the 2 friends and Rob, they convinced me to go down into the pool, and I just found all of a sudden, okay, you're not allowed to walk on it, weight bear on it, but in the water, I could do a lot of exercise in the pool, and that was sort of my release. In October, when they found the duck egg size tumour, that was sent off and it was diagnosed as giant cell tumour, and I was then referred to the Royal Orthopaedic Hospital. October 2021, the pain started to come back again. and the legs started to swell, the heat started to swell. I had been told that due to the type of filling of the bone or sucking out of the tumour and filling it with bone cement, that kind of procedure meant that there was a 50-50 chance that it would come back. And it absolutely did come back. And Birmingham did the biopsy, and the only real options that were given to me at that point was to have an endo-prosthesis. So in November last year, not even a year yet, doesn't seem possible, in November went to the Royal Orthopaedic and I had an endo-prosthesis fitted. Difference this time is that they told me to weight bear on that straight away, which is, woohoo, get me out of here. And if I could have got my crutches and all of the paraphernalia that I was strapped up to, walked down the corridor, and I think that that particular day, if the lift doors had been open, I'd have kept on walking, kept on going. Because I want to move, I want to go, I don't want to be contained. So they then offered me a week of intensive physiotherapy, and that was booked because of Christmas back in January. So coming back to April 2021, when they first found the tumour, no weight bearing, and as I said, in June I went away for a weekend with some friends, found that the pool and walking in the pool and doing the exercise in the pool was just, wow, this is amazing. I can actually get out and get about again. So in July, I joined a local pool up the road near where I live, and I would religiously go 2 to 3 times a week walking in water. I just felt that I had to be doing something. So that stood me in good stead, that by the time it came to the operation, I wanted to be, in November, I wanted to be as fit as I possibly could. And I was walking a mile in the water 2 to 3 times a week. I ate even more healthily than I normally do. I'm a pretty healthy eater. So that by the time I went for the physiotherapy at the Royal Orthopaedic Hospital, the week's intensive physiotherapy, I was already pretty fit. And I had hired a continuous passive motion machine. If anybody ever had any knee operations at all, I would strongly recommend you hire out one of these pieces of kit, because it meant that I got a good bend in my leg. And I think I was told that I should get between 80 and 90 degree bends in an endo-prosthesis, and I get around about 135. And I put that down to working really hard with this machine and going to the physiotherapy sessions at the Royal Orthopaedic. They taught me lots of different physiotherapy exercises to continue doing in the pool. Then you'd go in the gym, then you go back in the pool in the afternoon. So this is the regime, but it's a really good regime to get used to getting yourself physically fit again. So in January, I began a phased return. I've been off work since the November, and in January I began a phased return. I still kept going to the pool, and they made some adjustments for me to accommodate me. They moved my classroom from upstairs because they did a fire drill on one particular occasion and realised that the lift doesn't work, and I was stuck upstairs in my wheelchair and thought, oh dear, how are we going to get Sherralyn down? So they moved my classroom down to downstairs, and the staff and students were so supportive, and that really, really helped me to get back into work. But this is really key, massively important, and that is to listen to your body. I'm not very good at doing that. So if I can pass on any advice from what I've learned from my journey and my experience so far, listen to your body. And when it says you've had enough, you've done too much, or you're doing too much, stop. Because I've made a few mistakes along those lines, and I've suffered the consequences for that with pain. And then June, I actually went back to work full time. I'm still going to the pool. I still go to the pool now. If they'd had a pool here, I'd have been in the pool here. And the pool has definitely been instrumental into my recovery. So just want to sort of sum up what we all are, really. We're all warriors. Yeah, whether you are supporting a member of your family or a friend or a loved one, or you are that person that's gone through the diagnosis of bone cancer. And with a special team of support around you, for me, my family have been so instrumental in supporting me. Family, and of course, Bone Cancer Research Trust, what I'd have done without the virtual cuppers, I can't even go there. A positive mindset. It's really important to have a positive mindset. You can go places like that you never dreamt that you could go. But it's also equally important to accept that there are days, and it is okay to not always feel okay, and to let yourself have those recovery days and those days where you don't feel like facing the world as well. So remember to do your physical exercises. They don't give you physiotherapy exercises because they feel like giving you a piece of paper with some exercises on. They really, really, really do help, and it's so important that you do that, and you will reap the benefits. Remember to be kind to yourself. As I said, not particularly good at this one, but I know how important that loved ones and family and friends have said, you must take care of yourself, you must be kind. So learn from me, who's made the mistakes. Be kind to yourself. It takes time to recover. I can do this. That apparently I now say that whenever I'm doing something a little bit crazy. I went out on a boat on a punt in Cambridge during the summer holidays, and I don't even realise that I'm saying it now, but I quite often people say to me, you always say that, I can do that, I can do that, I can do this, I can do this. It helps me get through. And one day at a time. There'll be good days and there'll be not so good days, and it's accepting that is the new norm. And realising that new normals can still be full of adventure. Now, I'm a little bit overdressed today because it's important as warriors to set yourself achievable targets. My first achievable target that I knew that I could achieve was to wear a posh frock and nice shoes to my son's wedding in February. I got there, I did that. We achieved that one, so I wanted to wear the dress again, because you only ever wear it once normally. Who's over there? Thank you. And you don't normally get to wear a mother of the groom dress a second time round. And the Paralympics, can I go? Well, maybe not. I'm not sure I'll make it to the Paralympics. Zip wire 1.5 kilometres, 50 metres above a quarry at the speeds of 100 miles per hour? You bet I can. I'm back. So thank you, Joe. Thank you, Vina. God only knows where I'd be without you guys. And good luck, everyone. And I dedicate this to Rob.